We are back from the bye week. And we got some news going on so far. The Kansas City Chiefs signed Dameon Pierce. We heard the Broncos were strong in it, but we did not get that. So our thoughts on that uh, later. We are now second in the AFC. The Colts lost to the Chiefs. Things are beginning to shape up, and there's a dogfight. But we sit above, and we get to watch from on high. And also some players that were extended or talked about an extension, including after the Willard signing, there were some players that they talked about extending. We're going to talk about who we think those players are. Welcome to another episode of Orange and Blue Blitz.
Tune in, now it's time to sit. Orange and blue, we never quit. Broncos pride is lit legit. Every week we're bringing grit. Orange and blue, we bring the heat. Podcast grinding can't be beat. Every play, every stop we meet. Blitz so hard it's on repeat. My high dreams we elevate. Break it down, we narrate. From the field to the fan debate. Broncos country, we dominate. We got the passion, we got the drive. Orange and blue keeps us alive. Every tackle, every stride. It's the Blitz where legends thrive.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Welcome into another episode of Orange and Blue Blitz, brought to you by the Orange and Blue Network. I'm your host, Isaiah Henderson, also known as the Bronco Gentleman, and the co-founder of this wonderful, beautiful, fan-led Orange and Blue Network. Guys, welcome on in. The bye week is officially over. Now we are preparing for the Commanders to travel. Monday is the day that we have press conferences. The guys come in, probably lift, do some therapy, watch some film. Sean Payton does the press conference. Tuesday, the guys are off, and Wednesday, we get an official injury report. We can see if Pat Surtain, Nate Atkins, and Jonah Ellis and these guys are going to be coming back, and we're getting fully healthy, as well as Alex Singleton. So that's one of the things. So that's how the schedule is going to go. So we'll get an injury report Wednesday, but guys are healthy. They're rested. They're ready to get back to some football. And so that's what we are going to be talking about today. But guys, before we get into that, you guys already know the drill. Make sure you guys like this video, subscribe to this channel at the Orange and Blue Network, and follow us on anywhere you listen to your favorite podcasts: YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Twitch, anywhere you guys have Spotify, we are there. So appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys subscribe and on YouTube so that way you guys can always be in the running for any giveaways that we have from the Orange and Blue Network. We're constantly giving stuff away, so make sure you guys just subscribe to that. And make sure you guys also hit that notification bell because you guys don't want to miss any of the shows that we've got going on. So today's Monday, starting a week over. We start off with Orange and Blue Blitz. And then later on, we have Broncos Bros at 7 p.m. Tuesday, we have the Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue podcast at 7:30. Doc and JT on Wednesdays at 2:30. And Broncos Talk on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Thursday, Oukast at 7 p.m. And then Friday, we have another episode of Orange and Blue Blitz in addition to Vivos Los Broncos for our Spanish-speaking Broncos fans. And then this week, we'll be back to our Get Buck Game Day show at the Bucking Booth and the Buck Your Feelings post-game show. So if you see on game day, we've got a thing going on, and I like that. And those are one of the main things you get here at the Orange and Blue Network. But first, so news happened today. The Kansas City Chiefs signed Dameon Pierce for that practice squad with him. So that kind of ticked me off. He had all the teams that pursued him. He chose to go with the Chiefs. I think, he believes that they need a running back that's played more, and he believes they're probably Super Bowl contenders more than the other teams that offered him, and that kind of bothers me. So I hope the Texans beat the ever-living crap out of the Chiefs and just ruin their playoff hopes. And, he suffers because of that, and he gets to sit at home and watch the Texans and the Broncos in the playoffs, and he'll sit at home because he's a Kansas City Chief. That is what my hopes are. But that's into a larger picture of the need for a running back, and that was the best running back to hit the market so quickly, and we lost out on that. So it seems that we're coming out of the bye week with Harvey, Jalil, and Bidet, and I'm not confident in that running back room at all, especially when we get this last 4-game stretch. After the Commanders and Raiders, we have Jaguars, Packers. What's up, Mike? Jaguars, Packers, Chiefs, and Chargers. And then from those last 4 games, you go into the playoffs. And one of the most important things, especially this back half and into the playoffs, is going to be time of possession, long sustained drives, and that is led by the tip of the spear is the run game. So I'm just not confident in the 3 backs that we have. I'm very disappointed that we missed out on Dameon Pierce. We were in it. We were bidding, but I'm very disappointed that he also chose the Chiefs over the Broncos. And so that kind of puts us in a precarious position. We do play them one more time, and I absolutely want to smack the ever-living crap out of him and make him regret joining the Chiefs instead of the Broncos. So, Mike, we're just talking about Dameon Pierce signed with the Chiefs and where that leaves the running back room. So that's what we were just talking about, the new Dameon Pierce signing.
It wasn't going to happen. You're not going to convince me that there. You hear me? I think that's. I don't think that was ever. I know a lot of the guys in the group chat, and a lot of people saw that and were like, "Oh, there it is. There's the key to salvation for the running back room with Dobbins out." But you know what, dude? It wasn't going to happen. And that's because I don't think anybody in the front office, and I don't think Sean, between George Payton and Sean Payton, they're not going after anybody right now. They're not. I don't know why they're not. I don't know whether it's that they believe that they have what they need, and they're just not they're not willing to go spend the money. I found that I came to grips with that during the trade deadline. We didn't make any moves. We made 0.
No, it was this was actually, we were in the bidding for him, but he chose the Chiefs over the Broncos. So that's why I'm disappointed in him, is because we were in the bidding, but he ultimately chose the Chiefs over the Broncos.
I mean, then,
and so David also agrees with you. He says, I see some Broncos fans are upset about the running back not signing with the Broncos, but we didn't sign anyone at the deadline, so I didn't expect them to sign anyone now. I will say, though, J.K. Dobbins was healthy at the deadline. J.K. Dobbins got hurt after the deadline. So I don't think there was any – I don't think there was –
But we didn't go. But that's the thing, is we didn't go after anybody, right? And you sat there and when you look at it in the big picture, yeah, sure, Dobbins wasn't injured, sure, but were there other positions or other things that we needed that we didn't go after? As far as him choosing the Chiefs, I mean, look, I don't like the Chiefs, right? I'm a Broncos fan through and through. Look at it from his perspective, right? Look at it from his perspective. The only thing I can think of is you have the Broncos, who for the first time really in a couple of years that are really starting to make waves, right? Versus someone who has, to be honest, they've run the division and they've run the AFC for how long? You got to give them flowers where it's due, right? You had a choice to go work under Sean Payton, right? Who everybody knows has issues running the ball and has issues, is a big type A personality, or you go with Andy Reid, who, who they need a running back with Chanka down, and with Kareem Hunt's doing okay, all right, but it is what it is. But I mean, look at the two options. I mean, I think the guy probably looked at both and was like, this one just seems like a better deal to me. We'll see what happens on, hopefully we don't see him in the playoffs. I think the Colts game, I watched the game yesterday. And let me tell you something. I just think the league has a problem when it comes to they have a problem when it comes to officiating in this league right now. I'll continue to say we have the worst refs in the world. We have the worst officiating in the world when it comes to our sport. No reason that we should be dealing with that the Colts should be dealing with roughing the passer calls against Pat Mahomes as much as they did yesterday. And
yeah, I think I just think that the Colts, Shane Steichen came in playing scared against the Chiefs in Arrowhead. And like David said in the beginning, I think the main reason the Colts lost here, really didn't give the ball to JT at all in the fourth quarter. That's insane. And so, yeah, I think that, he just didn't give the ball. And hey, if you're Damian Pierce, we just beat the Chiefs. So, I mean, you can say, hey, they've run the division for 10, but yeah, but we just beat them. And I think with the trade deadline stuff, we were in on Jalen Waddle. We were having discussions, but at the end of the day, when we played the Chiefs the following week, our receivers look great. So I guess it's the consistency, but as a group, they looked fine. And I guess he's proven that, hey, I'm confident in my receivers. But the running back thing, we didn't know J.K. Dobbins was going to get hurt the game after the trade deadline. This running back came up, but he just chose the Chiefs for whatever reason. So that is what it is. We're going to put confidence in our guys, Harvey, Jalil. Jalil looked good. Sean Payton said that today in the press conference, which is a reason why today's podcast was delayed about an hour. I wanted to get as much as the press conference and news in before we started the show. And so Sean Payton said that Jalil McLaughlin had some good runs. He did. He was the run game. He had some good runs. I like to see RJ Harvey get some more carries, but the receivers look good. So that takes care of the Damian Pierce segment. Next segment we're going to talk about, it's going to be a little bit of a shorter show today. The next segment we're going to talk about is the extensions. So we didn't get to talk about this last week. I'm glad we didn't because this worked out pretty well. Will Lutz got signed his extension. Big Nuts Lutz, Clutch Will Lutz. Will Lutz in the clutch got his extension, 3-year extension. But Sean Payton mentioned something in the press conference today. And he said that there were actually a few guys that they were thinking about extending during the bye and that they've reached out to. And so there's quite a few names on that list that are going to be unrestricted free agents this year. Now, at the top of my head, it's going to be JFM, Luke Wattenberg, Brandon Jones, Alex Singleton, Justin Sternad. And so those are the names that I'm thinking of off the top of my head. Let me see if I'm missing any. If you can think of any, Mike, let me know. Let's see. But yeah, all those guys that we named, if we're missing any, we'll catch them. Out of the names that we named, who do you think will be getting an in-season extension, and who do you think will be left out in the cold?
I mean, I'll be honest with you. They better sign every single one of them. My opinion. I mean, honestly, I don't. All those names. All those names you listed off. Tell me where they haven't been performing. Any single player that we have right now on this roster. So tell me anyone on this roster who hasn't been performing. Tell me one. We knew we were going to be on Lutz. That's easy. But
yeah, you're right. Every single player that we named has performed and has performed well, actually, in key moments throughout the season consistently. And so this is what it says right here is George Payton. Where was it? Sean Payton said he and Broncos GM George Payton talked before the bye week on a number of extension candidates. Will Lutz earned his new deal, Payton said. So there are a few other players we know we've reached out to. So JFM 100% should be an in-season extension, 100%. But here's one that I want to give that I want everybody's opinion on. Malcolm Roach, thank you. Malcolm Roach. I knew there was one I was missing. Malcolm Roach is up for an extension as well. So you got Malcolm Roach, Jonathan Franklin Myers, Luke, Brandon Jones, Alex Singleton, Justin Sternad, Luke Wattenberg. If I had to sign out of those 6, I would re-sign JFM, Malcolm Roach, Sternad. And there's a fourth I'd like to sign. And Brandon Jones. Oh, Brandon Jones, JFM. Gosh, you might be right. You might have to re-sign all of them.
That's the thing. So here's the reason why I say you better just re-sign all of them. Better not let anybody fall to free agency, right? Is we've been out in the cold, right? We as fans, we as a team, we as an organization have been out in the cold since the 2015-2016 season, right? We haven't been in a rebuild per se, right? But we have now gotten to a point with the players that we have that now we just need to make tweaks, right? But no one on the offensive line, on the defensive line, or anybody on the defense, right, has underperformed. Like, there's no one that you can look at and be like, that guy is an issue, right? Like last year, for instance, right, we had Javonte Williams as running back, right? And everybody by this time last year was like, we need to get rid of Javonte, we need to get a new running back, right? Like, that was a big gap that we had, right? So that was it. It's really easy to sit there and be like, hey, let Javonte go to free agency, see who gets picked up, we wish the best for him, whatever, right? You're talking about a team right now that is 9-2, right? We have a stranglehold that has been, pointed out by one of the biggest Bronco haters, in the media, right? We have a stranglehold on the division. You're going to tell me you're going to let somebody out of that go? Absolutely not. Now, do we need to make tweaks? Sure, absolutely, right? We probably need to tweak one or two things, I think, on the offense, but nothing that has to do with the offensive line, nothing that has to do with and nothing to do with the defense, right?
Well, that's my question. Was one of those free agents? So the defense is easy. I think you let Alex Singleton walk. I think you signed Nakobe Dean in free agency from the Eagles. So you come back with a linebacker room with Greenlaw, Nakobe Dean, and Justin Sternad. And then you let Alex Singleton walk. But there's one guy on the offense side of the ball that I have a question that's very important. Luke Wattenberg. Now, Luke Wattenberg, since starting, has done actually very well in pass pro and in run blocking too. And he also does not draw a lot of penalties. You keep Tyler Lindenbaum from the Ravens is set to be a free agent this year. Obviously, want to draft some interior offensive linemen, but do you re-sign Luke Wattenberg? Is he one of the guys that you do an in-season extension with?
Again, there is no one that we have right now. Now, I'm not saying you sign him you don't have to sign them all for 3-4-year contracts, right? You want to do another year contract and see if they continue to produce the way that they have been. Fine with that. I don't agree with you on the Singleton. I don't agree with you on letting Singleton go. I don't. I think that Singleton is. I think he is an absolute. I think he's a centerpiece for. Not the centerpiece, but a centerpiece of our defense. I think even with him being out because of his health issues, I don't think you cut him, right? I mean, I don't think. Like I said, I do not think you mess with the defense at all. I said this defense has been crushing it.
I think the one constant over the last 2 years has been Justin Sternad and not Alex Singleton. So Justin Sternad has been the constant. So I'd bring back Sternad. You signed Greenlaw to all that money, so you keep Greenlaw. So it's between Sternad and Singleton, and Sternad's been the constant the last 2 years. He's been healthy, he's been available, and he's been getting better. And then I'm saying, if you're worried about that, go ahead and get Nakobe Dean from the Eagles and bring him here.
But this thing is,
before we do,
if you're telling
Jay gets it. Jay gets it. Pierce is dead to me. Jay, he's dead to me. 100%. I was so sickened and disgusted that he would shoot. Oh, gosh, he's dead to me. Oh, we're going to beat his butt. David Youngkin says Singleton may retire after the season. Yes, because you also have to remember that he had surgery with some other health issues that's outside of football. So
which if that's the case,
ACL for the season, so he may want to. And
so,
you know what? He's coming off his last contract. He's coming off this his second contract. So he may have to take a huge decrease in pay cut, or he may be one-offs at different teams. Or he may get another contract. But Jay says Singleton needs to be replaced before this season. That's what I'm saying. Hey, I'm saying sign to Kobe Dean, free agent from the Eagles. Go ahead and make the linebacker room Greenlaw, Dean, and Sternad, and just go to work. That's my opinion. Yeah, I can definitely see Singleton walk. It's between Roach and JFM. If it's between Roach and JFM, I'm gonna have to go JFM.
For sure, for sure.
Has progressed and grown so much as a run stopper that I think you're okay with Rodriguez being your rotational guy. You also have Jordan Jackson, Savion Jones waiting in the wings as well. I love Malcolm Roach. He's a locker room guy. Malcolm Roach may be okay with being one instead of getting a contract. He may be okay with just a 1 year. He may be just okay with that. And if he's okay with that, I'm okay with that. I'm not saying. The team may want him as an assistant coach. We pay our coaches a lot of money.
Listen, I think that I'm not saying we have to sign everybody to a 3+ year contract, right? I think that we can get away with signing away with signing to 1 years. We have just such good offensive and defensive lines. Trying to find justifications to just be like, good luck. Thanks for the help. Just seems silly to me. It just does. So that's my thing.
Well, you can't.
But
pay all. I mean, you can't. Luke Wallenberg will be the last one because Ben Powers is living up. Team out there that would want a left guard, and you decided Pacheco is just going to be your permanent left guard. But there's a lot of questions for that. A lot of things to discuss with that. Who's getting contracts, who's not. I think we'll start to see some of that this week. Maybe we start to see some this week before we go into the Commanders game. But guys,
how you feel about that, by the way?
We're going to go to our last segment of the day. So we've already talked about Dameon Pierce. What? Well, I just saw something that pop up. Thanks for reminding me. Here's some news on that. Let's go to Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels will practice this week, but it's considered unlikely that he plays Sunday night versus the Broncos. So Jaden Daniels will not be there. We'll be playing Marcus Mariota. He's a rushing quarterback, but we've done well against rushing quarterbacks this year. If Pat Surtain is back and T-Mac Scary Terry's back, Pat Surtain's back, we're going to be perfectly okay. If Pat Surtain and Alex Turner back, that's okay. I want to hear about Nate Atkins, but I'm feeling confident going into this game. I'm feeling very, very, very one of the very few games this season where I felt confident and not nervous. I'm feeling very confident about this game, especially if we're back healthy. Now, I want to see this game. I think if Sean Payton, we really need to see who's going to be the running backs going forward. Because now, unfortunately, I don't want us to be back into this running back by committee thing again, like we did last year. If it's Harvey and Jaleel, then make it Harvey and Jaleel, give them the carries. If it's Harvey and Bidet, then give those two the carries. But I'm okay with you using him as Bidet as a pass blocker because he's a good pass blocker. He's the best out of the three. I have no problem with that. But we've definitely got to figure something out for that. David, it is going to be Marcus Mariota, who we're going to be playing against. So it's likely they're going to put Jaden Daniels out there. But, feeling very confident about that Commanders game. Yeah. All right, guys.
No,
Sean Payton was also asked another question, and it was regards. Go ahead, Mike. Before we go, move
as just to comment on your running back, it's always going to be by committee. It always will be. I think that we'll see. I think that we'll see a lot of what we saw during the Kansas City game, which is RJ holding most of the shares until red zone, where we'll see Jaleel step in. I think we're going to see a lot of that. I think we're going to have Bidet come in, on the off play, the second or the third down play for either pass block or for a cross route for reception. But again, that was the other thing. And that's the thing I've been yelling about is we don't use running backs. We don't utilize running backs as like everybody else in the league. I mean, how many teams do you just like? Hey, who's the running back for? The Colts, right? Who's the running back? Oh yeah, no, that's Jonathan Taylor, right? Those are all his touches, all his, right? They'll put Abdullah in there every now and again to give JT a break after he's had a 40-yard gain, right? Like, okay, take a breather. We got it from here. But I mean, that's just not who we are. It's not who Sean Payton is, and that's not how he runs his offense. So we'll always have the committee. I just think the committee is better equipped than it was last year. Even with Dobbins down there.
Is that because Bidet is getting more carries and more touches, or is that because of RJ Harvey?
I think it's because of RJ.
Okay.
I think it's because of RJ. Like now, with Dobbins being out, I think it's because of RJ because they really have kind of entrusted him, right? Like I know Jay and everybody's like, I want to see more RJ. Again, he's still a rookie. He's still got to learn, right? But having Jaleel there as that vet to help him out, like I said, I don't feel fantastic.
I'm being 100% honest. I think Jaleel's going to be fine. He's put on some weight. He's still fast and explosive. He's got a chip on his shoulder and a little hunger to him. And I think with the way our offensive line has been blocking this season, I honestly think that with Jaleel, you can give him 5 to 6 carries with Bo under center, and you can get 5-6 carries for 35 yards out of him, maybe a couple receptions. I'm not joking. I think that he can do well enough where he can run inside, outside, and hey, he's a legit threat. I think that hey, if you have him in the game, you can actually run a play action off him because his outside zone or his stretch or his speed to the outside is definitely a threat. So I think that these next 2 games are really going to let us know, hey, is our run game okay? Can we make it through? Can we? The only thing is, hey, when they're bringing the box, when we have to, when it's a 4-minute drill, and we want to keep the time off the clock, or if their defense needs a quick 3 and out and we need to run the ball. Can we run? The question is not can we run the ball. The question is can we run the ball when the defense knows we're running the ball? Can we say, you know what? I don't care. We're going to get yards anyway. You can't stop us. We were able to do that with JK more than we're able to do that with these guys. And like I said, down the stretch, especially in the playoffs, that's when it's going to be most important.
No, I agree. Listen, I agree with you. Like I said, I'm not going to look at you and be like, we're completely fine. Our run game is top tier, even with JK out. I'm not going to say that. I'm saying, do I feel fairly comfortable with what we have going into this, to the second half of the season? Absolutely. Absolutely. Like, I would love to have JK, right? Everybody would, but I'm not going to sit here and start, hitting fire alarms and just going, well, we're cooked. Like we're just done because we lost. That's not how this offense has been operating, right? Even if we lost, knock on wood, Cortland Sutton, right? We lost him as a receiver, right? We have options, and it's not an offense that's built around one person. So, like I said, not ecstatic about it, but also not sounding the alarms. So,
yep. So, guys, that's going to wrap up the show today. Wednesdays, when we get the injury report, we'll get to know more about Pat Surtain, Alex Singleton, Nate Atkins, Jonah Ellis, and hopefully about some more extensions as well. So, guys, make sure you guys hit the notification bell so you guys tune in to Doc and JT on Wednesdays at 2:30, and also on Wednesdays when that injury report's coming out. Don't forget our evening show. As soon as this decides to pop up, Wednesday, there it is, 6 p.m. Broncos talk. So they'll be definitely discussing the injury report. And hopefully we see limited or full for Pat Surtain, Alex Singleton, Nate Atkins, and Jonah Ellis. Get the band back together, and let's really go make a run. Guys, we appreciate you guys for being here as always. We love you all. Mile high salute from me, the Bronco gentleman, and also the Bronco grunt, the host with the most, Bronco Yost, who we love having and joined us today. Guys, we will see you guys later on Friday. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. We'll see you guys.
where we confide.